Welcome one and all. Welcome to this Operator Clutch series. This is episode number 75. All operators ranked from worst to best, 20th to 1st. So in this video, we discuss the top 20 operators in this game of Rainbow Six Siege. So, like I said in the two videos before this one, it is very subjective and opinionated. Nothing is factual. It just goes by my opinion, and there's no official like rank list on Ubisoft websites, you know. So this is all opinionated and is easy to be swayed upon with the right comments being appropriate and everything else like that. So this video is just to be a fun video. It's basically it. So anyways, in the 20th spot we have Sledge. So Sledge is overall a very decent operator. He has a very good gun, very good ability, and honestly this helps out the team to the best of his ability. He doesn't help out as much as other operators, so like since he doesn't help out as much than other operators, then I can't really give him like a higher spot than this, which is why I had to leave him in 20th place overall. But I mean, he's a good operator through and through, and he honestly, despite the nerfs he's been getting, he's been holding up a pretty good placement in the Rainbow Six Siege ranking of the operators list. I'm sure other people would place him in a different spot, but I would place him here because it's just my opinion. So, but if you guys want to say anything about these placements, feel free. Just keep it appropriate, and yeah, I'll change it for a future video if I have to. All right. So we'll go on for now with IQ being in 19th place. So I heard IQ is not as good as what people like put her out to be. She can be like sort of like good at times, can be helpful to the team at times. I think it just comes down to how you use her. If you don't use it to the full of her ability, then she's not going to be that helpful. But if you do, then she's going to be really helpful. So it's like a 50-50. But there's plenty of other operators that do their job way better, like Buck. So Buck honestly can just shotgun the floor above him, and he can get the bandits pretty easily. Or like K's pretty easily, or whatever. So like, he can do IQ's job way better than she can do herself. And also, I feel like he has I think they're probably having the same gunfire skill. Like they have the same, but basically both the guns are pretty good. Like there's no real differences between either gun. The only thing that would be really good is Buck's high breach grenade, that high breach device. Since he has that, he can travel. Like he can break more things than IQ can. So like he just overall is better operator than IQ, and just deserves to be 18th and not anywhere else. So, which is why I think I put him in 18th place overall. But like, there's no really any negatives for Buck. I think the only real negative is that you need to be accurate with his shotgun ability. Otherwise, you kind of are going to be destroyed pretty easily. And the fact that his shotgun ability doesn't, I mean, it helps out the team to an extent, but it's very limited. Just like Sledge is very limited with his going like vertical strategy and stuff like that. So other than being very limited, he deserves this placement. So in 17th we got Thermite. So Thermite being like, I guessing like the worst hard breach there, but like still, you know, viable. Actually, no, wait, I scratched that. I did put Hibana below Thermite, so I guess but I guess Hibana is the worst hard breacher. Thermite being like the second worst hard breacher.
I'm just playing.
In all retrospect, I guess Thermite is a really good operator and can help out the team to an extent. It's just that he can't do his job without certain operators doing his job, helping him do his job for him, basically. So because of that, he's kind of like useless if he doesn't have the right teammates to back him up. So honestly, Thermite deserves 17th, basically because his guns are good and his ability can ultimately be god level if given the right teammates. So because of this, I had to put him in 17th. So, but it is very subject. It is very changeable to anyone's comments. 16th is Ace. Same reason behind it. Ace can't do anything without other people like helping him, and Ace overall has a better gun than Thermite. Overall, Ace is just like, I guess, a better operator in a way. Because like he has a better gun, he's a better handle on his ability. It just comes down to basically
to do with the bomb.
Basically being better than Thermite because like he has a better gun, had a better handle of his ability.
Okay.
And overall can get into the objective I guess more efficiently than Thermite can if given the help that he needs. So overall, I mean, Ace is probably like the second best hard breacher. You'll find out who first is in a little bit, but overall, Ace is a really good operator and deserves the 16th spot. So, but yeah, coming up on the 15th, let's see what we got. And in the 15th spot, we have Flores. So this is one of the operators that would help out like Ace or Thermite and make sure that they can actually do their job. Because Flores honestly just puts his drone down, blows up the utility, and helps out Ace, Thermite, and any hard breacher that he has to help out. So doing that, like, I mean, he's a really decent operator that deserves a spot. He has good guns. I think it just comes down to his ability not being as strong as other abilities on this list, and the fact that he can just get meted really easily, and it'll be all over after that. Alright, I put Callie in 14th. Callie is actually a really decent operator. The fact that I put her in 14th is the fact that her guns are very limited. Her sniper's decent, her secondary is decent. If you're not good with them, then you're just gonna be screwed. Like, you're not gonna win. Like, there's no, like, if you're not good at Callie, there's no way you're gonna win a 1v5. It takes, honestly, the most amount of skill and strategy to do anything with Callie. You have to be a strategic, like, god to work Callie to wonders. Because if you are a strategic god, then honestly, Callie is, you know, gonna be the best operator for you to use. So, anyways, Callie gets the 14th spot. And in 13th spot, we got Maverick. So I think in the past, like, when I used to rate these operators, Maverick has always been high up on the list. Basically because his guns are good, his ability is good, he's the best hard breacher in the game, I believe. Because he doesn't need anyone to help him out. He can just burn a hole, and it won't matter to him at all. Because the bandits don't really do anything to him, unless he's standing like way too close to the wall. So I mean, in that retrospect, then he does need help. But the bandits are not gonna damage him enough to kill him instantly. So in a way, Maverick is the best hard breacher because his guns are good and his ability is just way better. He doesn't need any help. He doesn't need as much help from the other operators as other operators do need. So in that sort of way, Maverick is the best hard breacher. But there are other operators that are better than him that make his life easier. Because like with the bandits, like there are operators that will get destroy those bandits and make his life a lot easier. So Maverick's technically not perfect, but he is the best hard breacher. So, anyways, in the 12th spot, let's see what we got. Right after we watch the rest of this clutch.
That's a 4.
Alright. In the 12th spot, we got. In the 12th spot, we got a zombie. So, I put a zombie up this high, basically because her gun's good, and you can use her ability in a really good way. You can block flanks. You can block your people's gunfire. You can create angles of unimaginable ability. Like you can create impossible angles for you to peek through that nobody else could peek through and stuff like that. There's so much you can do with a zombie that honestly would help out your team a lot, to the point where like it would be unstoppable. Now it comes to a point where like her things can be easily destroyed through like free punches, grenades, whatever you want. But I mean, in a way, a zombie is still a decent operator and will still help out your team to her full extent. In the 11th spot, we got Nomad. So, Nomad is, like, by all means, probably the best attacker trap operator, because she can protect flanks, she can basically protect the whole team, and she has a good gun to basically back her up. So like, there's nothing really negative with Nomad at all. It's just that there's other abilities that help out the team a lot better, but overall, that's it. Nomad is the best, probably one of the best attackers in the game, or pretty much up there. If it wasn't for a couple of operators that are better than her in every way. So, anyways, in the 10th spot, we got Mute. So, Mute, honestly, is one of the best defenders in the game. And still is. I mean, his Mute, area has gone down, and... tired. His area has gone down in the past, and he can't protect as much of the barrier as he once could. He's still a decent operator. He has a good gun and everything else like that, and basically a decent building and everything else like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with Mute at all. I can't think of much negatives other than the fact that he can't protect as big of a barrier as he once could. So, other than that, I mean, there are operators that make Mute's life easier, like Jaeger and Bandit and stuff like that. So I feel like any operator you can make their life easier, and I feel like you don't need much to make Mute's life easier. You just need another operator. You just need Jaeger or Bandit. You can have both, but either one would work. So, anyways, we got Mute to be in 10th spot in the 10th spot of this video. Now, at the number 9 spot, we got Jaeger. So, honestly, Jaeger doesn't have, like, there's nothing wrong with Jaeger. Like, his gun's good, his ability is, like, legendary. I think it might just come down to the fact that, like, his fire rate is not that good. Like, his, his like thing can be easily destroyed by Twitch grenades and stuff like that. So like, not Twitch grenades, like Twitch shocks or whatever. So you have to be like, in a way, like protective of Jaeger. It's like, in a way, Jaeger is a god if he has Mute on a team or like Bandit on a team. Like, it comes down to the fact that these operators need other operators to help them out. And if they don't get that, then they're kind of just like in their own little bubble. Kind of like, because like since the only reason Jaeger gets his placement because he helps out the team so much. And if this is basically going to the fact that like if he also had a Mute on his team, then Jaeger would be up this high as well. So I mean, every operator needs help, one way or another. It says that some operators just need less help than others, and Jaeger only needs one operator to make him do good, whereas other operators like Thermite could need like 2 or 3 operators to like make his job a lot easier. That's all it comes down to. In the A spot, we got like one of probably the best utility-wise destroyer operators, Brava. So the reason why I put Brava like not like the best attacker in the game, it comes down to a gun, basically a gun. The fire rate is not that good. That's it. It's just the fire rate. The fire rate of her weapon is not good. Now, honestly, the way she is like balanced and stuff like that, I feel like there's nothing wrong with her. Like, she's balanced in a way that is still like decent, so it's not that bad. Honestly, the only gun I could think of that would make her more of a god, probably broken, is giving it a PDW, Jackal's gun. But honestly, if you gave her that gun, I think I think she'd be broken. To the point where like you couldn't save her. So honestly, don't do it. But it would be fun in a weird sort of way, I guess. Anyways, Brava gets A because of a gun not being as good as other operators on this list. So we got in 7th, Valkyrie. So I would have put Valkyrie higher in the past, I think. Actually, I think I put it lower in the past. But I think like with the way she's been like balanced in the way, kind of helps her in a way, because like she has a decent gun. Her ability is actually really good. It's actually balanced in a way now. And I think before you were able to like throw a cam outside. I mean, you still are now to a certain extent, but if you do it now, then your cam will just be destroyed. But in a way, she's just more balanced now, and could easily help out your team with any intel that you need. And if played right, she can be the best operator in the game, pretty much, because she just helps with the team so much with her ability and overall, like, just the way you play her, basically. But overall, there are other operators above her that I feel like are, like, you know, better than her in a very sort of way. I think Valkyrie is the only operator that I can think of that doesn't need any operator to help her out. Other than maybe...
Sticking.
Actually, no, scratch that. Honestly, I guess in a way she needs Jaeger or a Mute, because the Jaegers could protect the Valkyrie camps from getting destroyed, and like the Mute could also protect like the Twitch from going into the objective. So like, she could have operators that help her, but she doesn't particularly need them. But the only reason she would need them is for security issues, basically. But she would still be able to do her job without them. So that's just why she gets a little bit higher. Alright, well, we got in 6th place, we got Jackal, my 3rd favorite operator, and basically I have a reason for that, because he's one of the best operators in the game. He's, looking at the rest of this list, he's probably the 2nd best attacker. And that's understandably, like, you know, understandable, honestly, because, like, he's the only operator other than the guy in, other than the operator in 3rd place to get banned the most. Like, you can't have a game where like, Jackal's not banned. He's always banned. And you know why? Because he's a god operator, and, like, he's to be feared. He has, like, one of the best guns in the game, one of the best abilities in the game, and overall can help out the team to the best of any operator can do. I mean, there are ways around it that are easy to do. So, like, with a Jackal scan, you just try to figure out where you last were, and you could easily figure out where Jackal is and track him down.
Okay.
So, in that retrospect, it's good. It's not hard to track down Jackal, but it's just very easy to, like,
Yeah.
be vulnerable to Jackal's tactics and to be killed instantly.
Yeah.
So it's just really hard to put Jackal any lower or any higher due to the fact that he's just a god operator. But there are other operators that are better than him, and 5th place goes to Fenrir. Cause overall, he is the best, like, defender gun in the game, bandit's gun. He has the best overall, like,
Good.
he has the best overall ability to, like, keep people out with his, like, fear smoke thing,
It's all good. You too good.
and overall
Good.
he's a really good operator. Despite, you know, despite being an operator that you can't roam with or anything like that. You mostly, I mean, you can roam, it's just not viable. I mean, I'd somehow make it work, but
I'm just in the
I
game.
mean, I just get lucky, I guess. But yeah, he's a good operator. He can basically make or break your team with, like, you know, helping out the team with the fear smoke, or making it worse for your team to, like, well, I mean, it doesn't hurt your team at all, so I guess it's, I think if you don't, like, set them in the right spots and, like, put them in the right spots, then it can break your team. It can also make your team if you set it in the right spots. There are other operators that you should use, like Jaeger and Mute, to make sure his job can actually be useful. Because the Jaegers will protect him from them getting destroyed, and the Mutes will also protect his stuff from getting destroyed as well. So this is things that are just better, you know. In the 4th spot, we got Doc. Probably the only operator that I can think of that actually doesn't need anyone to help him. I mean, the only one I could think of is maybe Rook, but that's honestly very, like, it's not, like, it's not recommend. It's not, like, not recommend. It's not the word I'm looking for. Having Rook is not, like, needed. You don't need Rook for Doc to be good, but if you had Rook and Doc together, then they're just gods together. They're the best. They're the best pair in Siege, basically. Because if Doc has Rook, then he can basically pick himself up, even if he doesn't have any heals left. So, just having a Rook by his side just makes Doc even more of a god. And
There you go, next red.
but you don't need Rook for Doc to be a good operator. He's basically a god on his own. He doesn't need anyone to help him out. So that's why I think he's fourth, because he's like basically the third best defender. If it wasn't for two other defenders that are just better than him. So in the third spot we got Thatcher. So Thatcher is an overall decent operator. He is the best attacker in this game. Mostly because he destroys all utility. He has a better gun than people like operators like Brava. I mean, Bravo does his job way better, but the fact that his gun is also way better than Brava's gun is why I would put Thatcher above Brava, because I would just use Thatcher more often because he has a better gun than Brava. But I mean, Brava does have ability, but if you're gonna get kills, then I would say it's Thatcher.
He just.
In the second spot, we actually have Bandit. So, Bandit has been either like second or first for like every video I have this like ranking operators series, and it's a good notion because like Bandit is like one of the best defenders in the game and one of the best operators in the game, because he does need other operators to help him out, like Jaeger, Mute.
What the hell were they?
But he doesn't really need him. Hence why he's like the second best operator in the game. Now, the first and best operator in this game, hands down, still has to come down to Cade. Cade is the best operator in this game, and if it's a good notion, because like his Cades, if they're in the right spot, you can't destroy them. And overall, you can't get into the objective. You have to go around and go through like the worst way possible just to get to the enemy team and win the game. So, in a way, he can mess up the enemy team so bad that it's just impossible to win. The only reason why, I mean, his guns are not as good, but his guns are good enough to the point where I would put him in first place. There are all other operators that have better guns than him, but since his ability is so like really like godlike, I can't put him any lower or higher on this
Yeah, what was
list.
the last one?
So like it's hard for me to put like Cade any
I
lower,
killed somebody.
or
I don't know.
because like I just think he's a really good
I think
operator.
I killed Osa.
I think he'll be the best operator for a while.
He's dead.
There's no one that I could think of that could be put above him. Maybe no, I don't think there's anyone. I think it would have to come down to a whole new operator just to get him out of this first placement. But until that happens, Cade is gonna be first no matter what.
I didn't steal
So,
it. I just ran out.
That is the best to the that is the ranking of the worst operators to the best operators list, with Blackbit being the worst operator and Cade being the best operator. So I hope you enjoyed these 3 video series, and I hope you enjoy every other video that's coming up after these videos. So I wish you luck and peace out.